Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Dana. I'm a homeschooling mama to 4, 2 of which are school age. So on my channel, I love sharing our homeschooling journey, and as you can tell from the title, I'm actually going to be reflecting back on the month of September just to kind of share with you how that went for us. If you saw my previous video when I was sharing with you kind of how our homeschooling year was going so far, you will have already known or will know kind of how our August went. And so today I thought I would kind of do another update and talk to you and share with you how September went. Let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So September went much smoother than August. If you did see my last video when I was sharing with you kind of the ups and downs and the trials and errors that August brought when we were kind of slowly stepping back into the homeschool realm after welcoming baby. And that was a rough month, to be honest. September has been amazing. It really has, especially when it comes to our homeschooling. I finally have come to a good area, or I should say a good routine and rhythm in our home. And so because of that, September was great overall. That's not to say that every day is smooth and perfect. That's quite the opposite. Every day is going to always have something different. Every day there will be a new curveball, whether that be finding things that toddlers dumped out or drew on, or this person needing help and struggling, or this person needing help and struggling. So every day is different. Anyway, so starting at the beginning of September, we had a really good first solid full-time week back into our homeschool. It was great. The kids got back into their daily rhythm and their daily routine. I did share a video kind of sharing a little bit about what that rhythm looks like in our home. And then I created a little chart on the wall for the kids to see, kind of like a visual representation of what goes on throughout the day. And they have been loving that. They love it every single time. So for the top part of the chart, I have like we're eating a breakfast and doing some chores and free play time, and then we'll go into lunch. Or school, I should say, and then lunch, although they would love lunch before school probably. But they have been loving that, and they have had such a great, I don't know, I guess a peace of mind, I guess, knowing what comes next. If you are new here, my kiddos love knowing what's going on. Not like an hour by hour schedule, but they want to know what is next. So typically every night before bed, they ask me, hey, what are we doing tomorrow? And then even in the morning, what are we doing today? And so having this chart has really helped the month go smoothly, and I love it because there's no questions to, if we are home if we are home all day, this is what our day is gonna look like. And so I've kind of eliminated all of those questions by already giving them a visual kind of picture of what the day will be. So that's been nice. And I think after I put that on the wall, I should say, they really just, I don't know, they really just had a sense of peace about them when it came to knowing what was going on for the day. And then I did too, so that really helped the days kind of run smoother, I should say, because after school, they could look up on the chart and be like, okay, well, this is what's next, and then, okay, this is what's next. And that has really helped, and that honestly, even though that is something so simple, a very positive change in our family, I should say, when it comes to little people wanting to know what's going on at all times. And just something so simple that can make such a positive change is always one that I'm like very thankful for. So that was the biggest change for the first week, was putting that chart on the wall and kind of really getting into the rhythm, the kids' visual rhythm and things like that. The second week of September is when I think I started struggling a little bit more with energy. It's rough, I will say. It's still challenging, even though September has gone smoother overall. It's still challenging in the energy department because oh my goodness, being up a lot with the newborn, not really newborn now, what do they call 3-month-olds? A baby, but being up with her a lot has been challenging to then be able to have the energy to get up and going and be energetic and peppy and ready for school with the little ones. And that's been the challenging part of the month so far. And then so the second week I was really struggling with energy. The third week I finally decided to give myself a little bit more grace, especially when it came to the actual energy level. And it was hard because I wanted to be, energetic and peppy and things for school. And so I found that with our new daily rhythm of, if I do need some time in the morning to just like rest a little bit with the baby or to unwind a little bit before we start school, I found that to be very effective. And then so the third week came, and I finally found that by the third week, typically if I was having a little bit of an off day, like emotionally or things like that, I didn't want to put that on the kids. So I had to start, typically I would go into my room for like 5 minutes just to have a quick breather before school started, because typically with the busyness of breakfast and cleanup and things like that, I just wanted to be renewed for a few minutes before, you know, giving myself fully and my attention fully to the kiddos. So typically for that third week, I found that just stepping in my room for 5 to 10 minutes, letting the kids play and have a great time before school, you know, and things like that has really helped. So that was the third week of kind of giving that a try, and that has really helped. Kind of making sure that my mind and my heart and my, most importantly, my attitude was where it should be before I, you know, poured myself into my little one. So that was a big thing on the third week. And then the last week of September, it was gorgeous outside. It was amazing. Like the temperature was perfect, like it was like high 60s, I think low 70s. It was just absolutely amazing. Again, so thankful to be able to be homeschooling. That way we can be outside when it's nice out and then come back in and do our school and things like that. But it ended up working really well. So as I said, we established all those new little things, which end up being huge overall. And when it comes to the whole atmosphere in our home and the atmosphere we tried to create for our kiddos, that was huge, is doing all those little things that made a big difference. And so the last week of September, we honestly just, again, the kids spent a lot of time outside. Our homeschooling is still going really well as far as our curriculum. I've shared a few curriculum updates in previous videos that you will have seen by now, but I have shared some updates, and we're still loving all of the curriculum we're using. And I shared that my little guy is still thriving with the CLE program, and I shared that my kindergartner was still loving the Good and the Beautiful and things like that. So I'm very thankful for those two curriculums because they have fit my children's learning styles so beautifully, and I am so thankful for that. And just, I'm also, this is a totally random side note, just so thankful that we live in a day and age, for me personally, that there are quite literally hundreds of options out there when it comes to homeschooling curriculum and options for my little ones. And I'm so thankful that I can kind of pick and choose their learning styles and the curriculums that go with that. Anyway, I've mentioned that too many times. I should probably stop talking about that. But yeah, I'm just really thankful that the month has gone much better. It's still a challenge of trying to keep, you know, toddler busy while the baby's happy. Now, most of the time, and I will say this, that it has worked out beautifully with our newer rhythm while doing, typically after breakfast, we'll go into like a little chore time and things. That way, by the time she is out for her first long nap of the day, we are then ready to do school. And that has worked out beautifully, is I can just hold her, I'll put her in my carrier and just hold her and stuff while we're doing school while she's asleep, and that has worked out beautifully. And then yeah, just adjusting to the busy toddler, and the biggest thing is lowering my expectations to realizing that wherever we're doing school and the toddler is present, that while I am helping my 2 school-aged kiddos, everything else will probably be a complete disaster. And then just have to be okay with that. So lowering my expectations has been a big one. But yeah, overall, looking back, the month has been great. So for things to change in October, I was trying to think about things that I actually wanted to change for the month of October. And I think a big one is still a mentality thing for me, like still lowering my expectations even more. I feel like that's a daily battle. So still lowering my expectations when it comes to what our school morning will actually look like with the little toddler running around and the baby and things like that. And then kind of having a different mentality as far as just honestly just praying for more grace, that I would give myself more grace and recognize when I need grace. And then, as I mentioned, I'll be doing an upcoming video on kind of a homeschool motherhood type self-care type thing, kind of. And like I said, I'm not very good at it, but I'll be addressing that in another video. So I'm definitely going to be working on that for the month of October. Have that be a little bit more of a priority, because I know that when I am overwhelmed or just stressed, it really does relay onto the kids, and I don't want to pass it on to them. Like, I really don't. So working on that for the month of October will probably be my main goal for the month. That way it's just a happier atmosphere, if that makes sense. But I appreciate you guys watching today's video. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed hearing our update. It wasn't anything huge, but a bunch of little things that do make a big difference overall. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, whatever you guys are doing, and God bless. Bye.